It's actually a blessing and a curse. Cute! Hey guys, so if you've watched my previous YouTube video, you would know that I have a bad ant problem. Today I actually want to try out this ant bait solution that I saw and I've been wanting to test for a while. It's basically a borax ant bait, and all you're gonna need is a big container for the solution itself, some reusable plastic containers that you can easily poke a hole onto, of course the borax, and sugar, and boiling water. So let's try it out. And also I think it's important to let you guys know that I'm just gonna be winging the measurements. I'm not gonna be doing any specifics because it's how we learn. You have to be careful to not go overboard with the solution because if you put too much borax, it might instantly kill the ants, which is not what you want. So what you want is for the ants to bring the borax ant bait to their colony and to eventually kill the queen. Once you get rid of the entire colony, you can keep putting refills on your smaller containers and just regularly refill it with new ant bait so you can deter ants on the regular. One other useful tip, if you have pets, you can put cotton balls inside the container so it essentially absorbs the solution. Stay tuned. I'm really hoping it does do the trick. Good morning. So I'm getting ready for my day out. I am gonna be seeing my best friend because it was her birthday last week and we thought of going out this weekend. Just gonna do my makeup and get ready. So we might eat somewhere in Makati. We were looking at this place. It was like a Japanese cafe in Ayala Triangle Gardens, and maybe get some photos after and take a stroll around because that's what we like to do for fun, and I'm gonna take you along with me. Also, look at my blender. It's so cute. Squirrel me. And I know I said I just use my fingers to blend, but I don't know, sometimes I like to switch it up. Sometimes I actually like using different tools, different ways to do something. One thing to remember when you're using a beauty blender or sponge is it gets really dirty and accumulates bacteria, so you gotta make sure you're using it before it gets pretty nasty, pretty ratchet. And sometimes I like to switch up the steps as well. Come on, I can't be the only one switching the steps. Like, there's always another way to do things. And it's good to be open to different ways. You gotta be flexible. Also, this dress that I'm wearing is actually from my mom. It was her old dress. And I think it looks really nice. It's a simple dress that you can wear. It makes you look put together, but not so much that you look like you're slaying everyone. So we're meeting at 10:30 and it's like 9:30, I think. So I'm trying to rush a little bit. Just gonna do a simple eyeshadow look today, just to bring a little bit of dust to my eyes. Not too dramatic, but just the right amount. And then I'm gonna go with the angled brush for my eyeliner, as we always do. I think this looks good enough. Also, a little update on the ant bait. I actually saw a quite apparent decrease in the ants crawling around my closet, which is great. I'm gonna observe it for like, I don't know, a day or two, maybe refill it. But it seems to be working pretty well. I will actually do this regularly now. So if you guys have an ant problem, I highly recommend this. It's also pet friendly. Your pets won't be harmed in the process. And it's great. Try it out for a little science experiment. I use a matte powder because I don't like the dewy look. It's just really not my thing. It's not my type of makeup look. One thing I also like to do to reduce the dark circles is I put pink eyeshadow under my eyes. Like, it's like a dusty pink eyeshadow. The skin under my eyes is thin, so you can see a little bit of my veins under there. Sounds pretty morbid, but you get what I mean. So there. That's the look today. I gotta dry my hair. And of course, I need to put on lipstick. I've been really into pink lipsticks lately. Like, I usually go for like the mauve-ish, but now I like going for the light pink ones. It makes it a bit more natural looking, because I usually do dramatic eye looks, so to kind of balance it out, I go for like a less dramatic lip. Hey guys, so I haven't actually been filming for the past couple of days. I just feel like there hasn't really been anything going on, and not to mention there has been a really bad storm. I've been really devastated with all of the damage that the storm had caused, especially in my hometown, Naga City. So thankfully, my family members living there are safe and sound, but there are so many other families that really, really need help, and so many animals there that are in need of rescue. So if you guys are kind enough to lend a hand, I will be leaving some links in the description where you can help out. On a lighter note, I am sipping some matcha from UCC. For the record, I am actually not sponsored by UCC, but at this point they might as well, because I've been promoting their products. It's valid because they do have amazing drinks. So a little catch up. I do have a stream in about 30 minutes. I have been playing Visage this week and it's been really fun. I personally thought that it was gonna be something that would psychologically mess me up, but this game is actually really good and I'm really enjoying it. Or maybe I'm just psychologically deranged. I've just had a lot of meetings at work this week, but you know, it happens. I think this is a nice time to segue into something that I wanted to talk about, which is balancing work and life. So it's super important to maintain work-life balance, because if you're all just work, you're bound to burn out at some point. And believe me, I've had my share of burnouts. Like, I've had a couple of times where I just really overwhelmed myself, and it was definitely not the best experience. Just a little background, I do work from home, and we have flexible work hours, but we have to work 40 hours per week. It's actually a blessing and a curse. Having flexible work hours is good because, yeah, you can choose your schedule, but at the same time, it kind of blurs the boundaries of your work life and your personal life, which happened to me a whole lot. Like, there have been several times where I find myself just working like the whole day, and I believe I even work more than the 40 hours that I'm supposed to work per week, which is bad because, of course, you need to establish proper boundaries. So make sure you set yourself a number of hours per day where you lock in and you just work. And when those hours are done, you completely block out anything work related. And another tip is to limit the notifications on your phone. So it's really easy to get overwhelmed by so many notifications, and most especially if it's work related. I'm actually guilty of that. Whenever I see a notification, it's like my mind just snaps into work mode. So on the iPhone, you can actually set a schedule where it shows you an overview or a summary of all of the notifications from certain apps. So let's say you use Slack. You can actually set your notifications to not show up the whole day, but it shows up a summary. Like, let's say you set it to 6 p.m. So every 6 p.m. it's gonna show you a summary of all of the notifications that you received from that app. Another thing that I do is I take advantage of focus mode on the iPhone. You can actually set a particular time or day that it turns on. It also sets a time limit. So you can only view the app for like an amount of minutes, and it would have a pop-up where it tells you that you already reached the limit of viewing that app. In my case, my focus mode turns on in the evening and on the weekends. I also set my work email to be hidden during focus mode, so that way I could still look at my personal email and I wouldn't have to see like any work related emails. Of course, you have to be considerate of your co-workers as well. So another helpful thing to do is to set a status on whatever work platform that you have, so you can let your co-workers know that you'll be back at this time. They might want to reach out to you, but they had no idea that you're actually clocked out already. One last thing is you have to set priorities and know which ones are urgent and which ones can wait later. Not everything has to be urgent. I feel like in such a digital world that we live in now, it almost feels like you're required to respond as soon as you can, and everything just feels instant. Of course, this is also situational. Like, there are also moments where you do have to respond as soon as you can, but if you treat every single email, every single message as urgent, you're gonna get burnt out. So yeah, that's something that I also wanted to bring up. Honestly, I hope you guys find these life tips I share on my videos helpful, because these are also tips that really help me, and when I talk about it, it's also kind of like a reminder to myself to reinforce that behavior more. So I'll probably catch you guys later.